morning, church. Well, here we are on the very last Sunday of a very difficult and trying year. I think most of us just want to be done with 2020, and we're all hoping that this new year is going to bring new mercies from the Lord and that we're going to see an eventual end to this pandemic. That's what we should all be praying for. But I think with this Christmas season we're in, it actually offers us a helpful perspective considering the circumstances. You see, we usually approach Christmas from the perspective of those who are the recipients of God's greatest gift, His Son Jesus. And so from that point of view, Christmas is typically about generosity. It's about giving more than receiving. It's about showing compassion to the least of these. But it's actually helpful for us occasionally to look at Christmas from Jesus' perspective. Because from His point of view, from His perspective, Christmas is about humble sacrifice. You see, in the event of Christmas, that's where He laid aside all of His divine prerogatives. That's where He emptied Himself and made Himself nothing, taking on the form of a servant, being made in the likeness of man. You have to think about what happened there. You have the holy, perfect one who was rightly worshipped in heaven with all of the praise and honor that His glory deserves. But in the incarnation, He sets all of that aside. He humbles Himself, He condescends, and He steps into our human experience. From Jesus' perspective, that is a humble sacrifice. The holy God of the universe experienced life in a broken and fallen world, and not just looking down from above as creator, but from within as a part of creation. He became a fellow creature susceptible to all of the pain and suffering that comes with life in a sin-cursed world. So friends, let that be a strong comfort to you during this time, to be reminded that your God, your Creator, knows what you are going through. He is not unfamiliar with your pain and suffering or with the disappointment and frustration that we collectively feel in the midst of this pandemic. He knows, God knows exactly what you are going through, and not just intellectually, but experientially. He experienced the entire human experience so that He might be able to live the life that we should have lived and then to die the death that we deserve to die, so that whosoever believes may not perish but have everlasting life in Him. That's the message of Christmas. Now, for those of you who are watching this special word at the start of your home worship, whether with your family or with a group of friends, I'm so glad that these home worship guides have been an encouragement to you and helping you stay connected with God and with one another. But I want to strongly encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to come and to join us at one of our outdoor services. We've been meeting every single Sunday at 9:15 in the back of our church parking lot. And if you haven't attended an outdoor service yet, I really encourage you to make it a goal, make it a New Year's resolution to do that, to come out, to join us. I know that means waking up early again, getting back into the habit of driving out to the campus. But I think that's good. That's a good practice. It's a good discipline for us to get back into the habit, especially as we are hoping and preparing to eventually go back into the church building. Now, I also know that some of you are less inclined to attend an outdoor service because you hear that right now we're limited to remaining in our vehicles because of heightened COVID conditions. And you feel like being stuck in your car means even less social interaction than if you were online with one another on a Zoom call. And so I understand there is a desire to want to connect with each other, especially in those precious moments before or after home worship. But from someone who has been attending these outdoor services, and just ask anyone who has been there, they'll be able to tell you that there's still plenty of loitering going on after these services. I mean, you just can't stop us from loitering. And so there's plenty of opportunities for you to socially interact. I see people doing this, that they're pulling up next to each other in their cars, still remaining socially distanced. They're rolling down their windows and they're chatting and they're catching up. And so there's still opportunities to do that. I really hope you're not deterred from coming to these gatherings because you fear the lack of social interaction. People are coming up with creative ways. And of course, we are hoping and praying for the day to be able to get out of our cars and to sit in our own lawn chairs as the COVID conditions improve. So as we begin a new year, I hope you will begin a new habit of joining us for our outdoor services. We're still doing communion on a weekly basis, and I know for some of you, you haven't taken a part in communion for over 9 months, and you know that's just way too long. So please come and join us and take communion with us. Just receive that spiritual blessing of taking the bread and the cup with your fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. Thanks for listening to this special word, and again, I hope you enjoy this morning's home worship. Merry Christmas, everyone.